work? There we go. Let's do it. We're gonna find out the Unbreakable Speckled Band. What is it about? So it's 9th January on the SS Berea, first class. I wish we hadn't been thrown out like that. I wish we'd managed to find some clue as to what Speckled Band might be. I didn't manage to investigate at all. I imagine that we won't be able to for a while longer. We'll never get past that sailor guarding the door. He's clearly glaring at us as if to say, don't even think about it. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? Well, what happened to our great detective friend? Where did he go? Oh yes, he's completely disappeared. When did he do that? He slipped away as quietly as the wind, but not before ensuring we were securely back on my wrist. Please. Okay. Let's examine. First class, cabin number 1. That's our cabin. It's not our cabin, that's Kazuma-sama's. Sorry? Your accommodation is confined to the wardrobe inside the cabin. You know how to make a stowaway feel small, don't you? As small as the wardrobe I've been calling home. Anyway, I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga has managed to uncover any new clues. Yes, we should probably find him and ask. Okay. That is done. Get chalk with him. And look at that again. The book on the top of the table really is huge. There's a pen with it too. Yes, I'm sure that that's the ship log. But shall we have a little look through it? I think we've read this before. The writing is so neat and precise. Every detail about the voyage has been meticulously recorded. You wouldn't expect a rough and ready sailor to have such beautiful handwriting. Anyway, look here. Last night's log is mostly blank. Presumably that means there's nothing to report. Okay, we got that. That door leads to a second-class area. It's locked. I can't open it. No, well, that stands to reason. No one wants to let the murderer escape. She gave me a very stern look when she said that. Okay, we gotta talk to this guy. Really wish he'd had a chance to look around in Miss Pavlova's cabin. Stroganoff didn't say anything. What? Why do you look like that? You want something? Maybe you want me to throw you out again, Oh no, definitely not that. Next time I throw you out, I'll throw you where lobsters spend winter. Understand? Understand. Okay, maybe I should steer clear of him until he's forgotten my face. I don't think he'll ever forget your face, Naruhodo-san. Okay, let's go back in. So, back. Let's move. 9th January, SS Berea, First Class Cabin 1. It looks like they're still investigating here. Yes, on that subject, I wonder if Inspector Hosonaga is unscathed. What do you mean unscathed? Surely you've forgotten, have you, now, Hodo-san? Don't you remember that he said about allowing you out of this cabin to investigate? He was going to talk to the cabin about it. He said he'd lay his life on the line for you. Yes, but I'm sure he was exaggerating. Let's see what he has to say for himself. He might have some new information for us. You never know. Okay, there's something. Is that something new on the ground? It's a chicken leg. We looked at that. We looked at that. We looked at. Did we already look at that? These are rules of passage. Yeah, passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are strictly forbidden. So by bringing her pet on board, Miss Pavlova has broken the rules. She called it her friend, didn't she? Yes, although we don't know what form this friend takes as yet. I'm almost certain whatever it is, it's inside the traveling case in her cabin. A friend. There's more to this than it seems, I think. All the books provided for passengers occupying this cabin, neatly arranged on the shelf. They were all over the place when we first looked around, if you remember. Oh yes, you tied them up, didn't you? You have to look after the ship's property, and really behavior in the cabins leads to damage. But it really wasn't me who knocked them over. Well, anyway, I feel much better now. They're neatly lined up. I can't relax when things are untidy. Okay, we can talk to this guy still. Okay, so we have two guys we can chat about. So this ventilator joins to Miss Pavlova's cabin. Yes, that's right. And in just a few minutes before he died, Kazuma saw something emerging from it. The speckled band, as he described it. Only Miss Pavlova have been able to shed some light on it, but she seems as baffled as we are. Yeah, I wonder if she's telling us everything though. I'm not sure. I know most people aboard would say the same about me, but there's something about that woman that didn't sit right with me. Okay, let's talk with this guy first. You, where'd you go? Oh, sorry, I just went to the next door cabin to investigate. Why? Who gave you the permission for this? Well, Seaman Hosonaga did. That new Japanese, was it? Later, I'll roll him in a ball and throw him in that cold room. Phew, he's gone back to guarding the door. I hope Inspector Hosonaga didn't find himself... No problem. I hope Inspector Hosonaga didn't find himself in too much trouble on our account. He's really gone out of his way to help us, hasn't he? And get back to Japan, we have to take him for a steak at Le Carnival. That would be a very long time from now, Hodo-san. Okay, let's talk to him. You're back. Inspector? What happened to you? Your face is... Please, don't worry about it. Just scratches. Made by a bear, maybe? When I told the captain that I'd given you permission to investigate, he told me he'd pummel me with his fist and then toss me overboard. What? But the pummeling was over in a flash, and he must have decided against throwing me overboard, but so it was nothing really. Looks like he wasn't joking when he said he'd lay his life on the line if he had to. Well, thanks for your efforts. We now know a little about the neighboring cabin. Yes, so I understand. Oh. I bumped into a man claiming to be a great detective a while ago. I think his name was something like Sherlock Holmes. I don't think he was German, though. Ah, that explains it. Shall we compare notes, then? We can tell you what we find out. Yes, let's do it. Cabin next door. What? Nikolina Pavlova? She's in the cabin next door? Oh, do you know who she is? Please. What self-respecting ballet fan wouldn't know what that graceful angel? Ahem. Oops. I think I upset him there. Well, that tells us the neighboring cabin is unrelated to the case, at least. Oh, how? Because angels don't go around committing crimes, do they? Oops, now I've definitely upset him. Inspector, has your investigation here proved fruitful? If I'm honest, there's very little more than I can do. Our duty is to make sure the scene isn't disturbed, ready to hand over to the Hong Kong police. So I'm just keeping watch here. Try not to take my eyes off the job. Oh, I see. Ah, there's one thing. I do have a small piece of new information for you. Oh, what? Yes, please tell us, Inspector, please. Okay, new information. What is this new information you have, Inspector? Is this? The Berea medical officer has finished his examination of the body and managed to obtain the report. Oh, Kazuma's post-mortem report? Kazuma-sama. So, what was the cause of death? Damage to the cervical vertebrae is what's written in the report. His neck was broken? Yes, it would seem so. There are no obvious wounds or other signs of injury, so at first I think they were considering poison. But it turns out they found no trace of poison in his system at all. What weapon was used then? Nothing has been found yet, but the fact that there are no signs of a wound suggests it may have been a blunt object, something that wouldn't leave a mark. Oh, I see. Oh, the body's nerves run through the spine into the brain. A strong enough impact to the neck could induce death. It is a possibility, and no obvious wound would be left. Poor Kazuma. I have a second copy of the report. If it might be useful, you're welcome to have it. Really? Are you sure? Yes, it's fine. I trust you. After all, I didn't trust you if I didn't trust you. I never have agreed to let you leave this cabin in the first place, would I? Ah. Post-mortem report has been entered into the court record. Great detective. Oh, Mr. Sherlock Holmes was here, wasn't he? Yes, he seemed to be enjoying himself a little too much as he crept about on the floor investigating. Then he suddenly left. I suppose he must have become bored. Did he say anything at all? Actually, now that you mention it, yes, just one thing, but he practically shouted it. "It's shoe polish," was all he said. Shoe polish? Wonder what he meant. It was then he was over there, by the piece of broken glass. Do you see? Oh, that might be shoe polish. Perhaps he was talking about this brick-colored mark, do you think? Ah, yes, this must be it. How can Mr. Sholmes know that it's shoe polish? That leaves me cold, I'm afraid. I have no idea. What is it, Susato-san? Well, Kazuma-sama was wearing leather boots with a very dark tan hue. Dark tan? Sort of dark brownish red then. Yes, it's a little like the color of red wine but darker. I often repaired them for him. Oh, does this mean this mark was made by the polish of Kazuma's shoes as they scuffed on the floor? The mark on the floor has been entered into the court record. Let's see. Alright, we shedded all that we had. I should return to my post. My fellow crewmen's eyes are boring into the back of my head. Yes, that might be for the best. Thanks. Poor Inspector, you look exhausted. Oh, no, well... I feel terrible that I failed to protect Asoki-san. He was my responsibility. Of course, my pain is nothing compared to yours. You were his friends. The truth is, I seem to have a heavy head ever since I woke this morning. Heavy head? That's interesting. My head's still throbbing too. I think this throbbing head thing there might be a reason. All the books, yep. Here we go, look at this. This is where Kazuma spent his final moments writing his diary. 123, I can hear faint whistling sound. 135, it looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill. Looking at his writing here on this page, it's almost impossible to believe that he's gone. Kazuma-sama left us a valuable clue in these words. I'm sure of it. You have to solve this mystery, Naruhodo-san. We will. I'm gonna have to be right back as well. Ooh. Okay, we're back. Let's see. We can look at this again. Interesting. It's clear that these letters were written in ink that was somehow spelled on the floor, and they spelled the Russian word for wardrobe. It does seem to be an unambiguous pointer, Naruhodo-san, as you were sleeping in there. But to be truly ambiguous, it would have just spelled out my name, don't you think? But either way, one fact remains. It's hard to imagine Kazuma-sama would have written his last words or word in Russian. Which begs the question, who did it, right? Can we go to the corporate record and present this or something? Instant death. Victim's neck certainly broken, strong blow into the area. No obvious external injuries or traces of poison. Present things? Maybe we can move to this? But when we're out for the crewman, this bolt has been firmly closed. But a small bolt, not particularly sturdy, and it just slides across to secure the door shut. But still, with the door bolted, there would be no way to get in or out of the cabin, that's for sure. It's no wonder everyone suspects me. When she glares at me like that, I feel tense up down my spine. I remember reading once in a detective novel the culprit used a needle and thread, yet we technically learned that, yeah. Okay. I think we've gotten everything. 9th January, SS Booyah, first class hallways of the cabin passageway. Look, Naruhodo-san, Seaman Stroganoff is gone. Strong enough? Burly Russian sailor who always crosses his arms and glaring at us. Ugh, all these Russian names are impossible to remember. Alright, we're going in the room. Tra-la-la. Did you hear that? It sounded like someone singing. Tra-la-la, lira-lira-lay. I did it, the great detective way. This caroling, I know that lark-like voice. Never mind that now. This is a golden opportunity for us. Yes, you're right. We must seize it. Let's get inside Miss Pavlova's cabin while we can and investigate. Definitely. Before that, Stringy Knot crewman comes back. It's Stroganoff, not Stringy Knot. Okay, let's go. First class cabin number 2. Miss Pavlova isn't back yet. Susato-san. Oh, where's she gone? Where's she gone? Hey, what are you doing? Those are her private things. There's not a moment to waste, Naruhodo-san. We must investigate as quickly as we can. I suppose you're right. For Kazuma's sake. Not just for Kazuma-sama. What do you mean? It can't be long until we've arrived at the port in Hong Kong. I don't want you to be in those handcuffs when we get there. Really? We must solve this case, Naruhodo-san, by ourselves if we have to. Yes, we will. Ooh. Let's examine the room. Clothes? Naruhodo-san, you there? Sorry? I'm right here, yes. Why? Oh, good. I thought you might have climbed into the wardrobe when I wasn't looking. There's no place like home. Believe me, I don't have some strange compulsion to jump inside every wardrobe I see, you know. Well, anyway, I'm not sure anyone could fit inside this one. It's full of beautiful outfits. I suppose they're all stage costumes. I was rather hoping we might find Miss Pavlova's friend hiding there, but no such luck. No, Hoda-san, are you there? Sorry, I'm right here, yes. I'm good, I thought you might have... Okay. I thought I was clicking on that. That was nothing... But that... This ventilator connects to Cosmo's cabin next door. Yes, although what a fool, a ship builder must be to open a ventilator into another room. Maybe it's so that if there's a gas leak next door, an occupant of this cabin would notice and raise the alarm. The occupants of both cabins would die of gas poisoning. That's a possibility. Anyway, last night Kazuma wrote that he saw a speckled band coming out of this insulator. There's one of these next to the bed in Kazuma's cabin too. Yes, it's a bell cord. I can't resist. Huh? She barely hesitated there. She gave a good tug too. No, I didn't actually expect anyone to come. You don't want them to. You're trying to investigate in secret. So we have these. All the boxes have toppled over together. Look, every single one. Do you think that's the god of the sea, perhaps? It's toppled to you, though. It's exactly the same as the bookcase next door, in Kazuma's cabin. Perhaps Miss Pavlova was practicing a difficult ballet pose and fell against the bookcase. I don't know. Would she really be practicing ballet on the same night she ran away from her ballet company? Alright then. Must have been you. You lost your temper and knocked them all over in a fit of rage? Not everything bad that happens on the ship is because of me, you know. Well, anyway, I'll set them all straight again, and here too. I don't like seeing things in disarray. Okay, they're all set. We read the rules, same rules. No weapons or dangerous objects. Pets are also strictly forbidden. Suppose she realized she needs to keep the contents of her case secret after reading this. Her special friend. I wonder where her friend has disappeared for now. Probably is having fun exploring the ship, I'd imagine. I just hope Seaman Stroganoff doesn't find it and throw it overboard. Oh yes, so do I. Hi! Miss Pavlova's case is open. It's completely empty inside. According to the great detective's great deduction, she was hiding her special friend in there. Yes, a friend she had to keep secret. Because you're not allowed to bring animals aboard as a Spirea. I wonder what kind of animal she had in there. And more to the point, where is it now? There are just a few books on the desk. Nothing else by the looks of it. Well, Miss Pavlova only ran away from ballet last night. She's hardly occupied this cabin for any time at all. That's true. I wonder what kind of books she likes to read. Let me see. Yes, I see. There's a seat that Miss Pavlova enjoys reading. Books written in Russian. Thanks, I think I probably already knew that. It's rude to ask too much of people, Naruhodo-san. I only remember that. There's a garbage can? I suppose that every cabin has a waste paper basket. Shall we have a little look and see what's been thrown away? Naruhodo-san, it's poor etiquette to sift through someone's rubbish, you know. Ugh, those eyes. She's looking at me like I'm a piece of rubbish now. Piece of rubbish. These are special circumstances, I think. Exactly, we have no choice. Okay, let's dig through. There's hardly anything in there at all. Oh. Oh well, that's a little disappointing. Okay, let's see. There's a drink. I've seen this teapot. Blech. It seems this teapot is empty. And so, the natural conclusion is that Russians are very thirsty people? Or maybe because Miss Pavlova only came into this cabin last night, she hasn't had the chance to make any tea yet? I mean, it could be either. It's definitely that they're excessively thirsty. I'd pay 1,000 to 1 on it. You're rather obstinate, aren't you, Naruhodo-san? Okay. Wonder what this little saucer is doing on the floor. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's been dropped, more like it's been put there deliberately. What do you think? Do you think there could be a leak in the roof just above here? What? A leak? Is this ship quite safe? Ship. I'm quite sure if there's a leak in the roof, it doesn't mean the whole ship's gonna sink. No, you're right. Of course you're right. She's really trying to persuade herself, isn't she? Okay. I think we have everything covered so far. The cup didn't show anything. There's nothing really to see. I think that's everything. We have to kind of just leave. Well, let's go. We'll move back, probably. Oh, he's back or something. Ah. Am I missing something? Oh, we got him. Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes. Look. Wow, I never know where he's gonna turn up next, do you? He seems to be stealing a look at something as he sings to himself. Let's give him a chat. Tra-la-la, lira-lira-lay. I did it the great detective way. He's still singing. Do you think he hasn't noticed us? Or he simply is in extremely high spirits? Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when the yard bit off more than it could chew. He's singing this, and I don't know how it would sound. Through it all, when there was doubt, it's lucky her luck was about. Excuse me? I solved it all and I stood tall. I did the great detective way. Mr. Sholmes! Ah! What is it? You want to fight? Honestly, interrupting a fellow while he's singing. I was just about to reach the climactic finish. Sorry, I thought you were never gonna stop, so I figured now is a good time as any. I very nearly dropped you to the floor with one of my famous right hooks. Alright, I get the picture. Now could you put those fists away? Fists away? Mr. Sholmes, you seem to be examining something before we interrupted you. Ah, yes, that. I was immersed in the study of the ship's log, as penned by the stockily built crewman who's usually on guard here. Oh yes, the ship's log. Did you find anything useful from it? Well, after 2 a.m. this morning, the majority of the entries are blank. Which means there was nothing to report, nothing of note happened, so... Ha 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 ha. You truly are a student. You truly are a student from the land of the rising sun. You're utterly blind by it. Ha ha ha. Sorry? Your logic, my boy, is inverted. Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? Observe the other pages and all shall become clear. It would seem the same crewman stands sentry in the first class passageway, and he has an almost religious practice of recording nothing to report every half hour. Oh, he writes that every 30 minutes. Nothing to report. Precisely, but put simply, the seaman writes nothing to report when there is just that. And yet, the ship's log from last night is largely blank. He didn't even write nothing to report. Do you mean... Yes, there were certain circumstances afoot last night which led to the seaman's being absent from his post. What kind of circumstances? What happened? Hey, Daily Planet. Oh, were you playing Pokemon, or are you gonna play Pokemon? Do you want? Hey, good to see ya. My webcam kind of broke, or didn't just stopped working, so we don't have that. But we're going through the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which is a visual novel with some puzzle elements and point and clicks parts. So I hope you're doing well. How was your day so far? I hope we can finish this in time, but I have a feeling that we might have to cut it into 2 parts, which is unusual because we usually finish a whole chapter in this game before we head off, but the story is really captivating for me. Ah, I see. Busy weekend. Okay. Are you able to work with the church again, or are you still sick, or how does that work now? How's that like? Oh, it was your wife. How's managing the rest of your family and helping out? Was it alright? Probably would have been really tiring for me if I had to do that. We did a 1-day serve project. What does that even mean? I don't think I've heard of it. 1-day serve. Hmm. I don't think I've heard of it before. Interesting, though. Remains a mystery for now. We can be sure something significant took place. So significant that it causes Seaman to forget his regular habit of scribing nothing to report in the log. These are important details. I would stake my life on it. You must log the ship's log in your mental file. Ship's log has been entered into the court record. Okay. Day plan, it says. It's a one-day missions experience where we go to an area of the church, the state, church in our denomination, and do various mission projects. Oh, interesting. Now that deduction was worthy of a great detective. Ah, you're starting to understand what my way is, I see. That's what makes Sholmes Sholmes. Brilliance. Ah, 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 ah. Ooh, ouch. What is it? Are you hurt? Oh, don't worry about yourself. I seem to be afflicted with a throbbing head this morning for some reason. Nothing more. So everyone had a throbbing head this morning. Interesting. Well, my friends, until our next encounter. He's still singing to himself. I can hear it as he wanders down the passageway.
Hey, Yoshi.
What's up,
I'm gonna
John?
go talk to some friends in the
Yeah,
Discord.
go for it.
So,
Have a good night.
I'm, I don't know if I'll be back, but
No
I'm gonna
worries.
go talk to them real quick.
Alrighty. Alright, we're gonna turn off the live. Whoop. We'll be back there in a jiffy. Do, 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 do. Is something wrong, Susato-san? You seem lost in thought. It's just, well, I feel safe. Sorry? Ever since I woke this morning, I've had something of a headache. Sort of. Continuous throbbing. Oh, you too? Hmm. Mm, maybe we can talk. Hmm. Oh, we should talk to the guy, or I don't know. Okay, let's see if anything changes. Oh, there's nothing new to say from this. Nope. Ooh, ding-a-ling-a-ling. What is that? Whir. Shut down the engines immediately. Vessel sighted a quarter-mile forward. Full stop. Hard starboard. All hands brace for impact. Crashing? What? I think we're about to crash into another ship. What? I can't stand. So stop this. Whoa. Wow. The mystery continues. Susato-san, are you alright? Are you injured at all? I think I'm fine. Thank you, Naruto-san. Scary. Looks like we avoided a collision. I think. Yes, the ship has come to a stop. Goodness, what about you, Naruto-san? Are you hurt? It sounds like a guy singing it. Oh, I'm fine. Oh, we're gonna get in trouble. Oh, is anyone there? Shout if you need assistance. Well, that sounds like Inspector Hosonaga. Is that you there, Naruto-san? Unbolt the door immediately. Quickly. The bolt? Look at that! The door's bolted. Did you do that, Susato-san? No, I didn't touch it. Well, that's strange. How did... And look at all the books. They're just like they were before again. Wow. Hmm. Mm. Now, what is that? Are you going to open the door and let the inspector in? Better tidy this place up first. Okay. A violent emergency had solved one mystery at least in a very vivid way. I knew that was what awaited us on the other side of the cabin door. Would not be pleasant. I hurried around tidying up the cabin with a new sense of foreboding in my heart. Oh, are we done in one chapter? We might have best finished the chapter. Alright. Well, so we're gonna end the stream at that. Obviously,